Welcome to another episode of D&D Quick Tips, advice for players and dungeon masters. Today's tip is for DMs, and it covers 3 do's and 3 don'ts for dealing with power gamers. Those players who feel kicking ass is the quintessential element of D&D, and optimize their characters to be indestructible killing machines. Power gamers become a problem if their character is so much more powerful than those of their companions that it's detrimental to the fun of the other players at the table, because combat either becomes too easy or becomes all about the power gamer's character. Some power gamers see the game as a competition and actively work to increase their own enjoyment at the expense of others. Such players need to be taken aside for a discussion about the cooperative nature of D&D, and whether they should remain a part of the gaming group. But assuming the power gamer is not intentionally subverting the fun of his fellow players, then the DM's objective should be to find a solution that makes everyone happy, allowing the other players their chance to shine, as well as filling the power gamer's need to kick ass and take names. So here are 3 do's and don'ts. Don't take away his power. Whether it's stealing or destroying his magic items, or outright revoking an ability or feat you find overpowered, the player will resent you. Remember, you, implicitly or explicitly, allowed him to acquire the power. Don't punish him for your mistake. The only time you can take something away from a player is if he agrees that it is overpowered and believes the game would be more fun without it. Do be wary of what supplemental rules you allow in your game. Content outside of the player's handbook should only be allowed with your permission. As more and more powers, feats, and magic items are released in sourcebooks and Dragon Magazine, the more likely it is that overpowered combinations will result, and power gamers go around looking to exploit such combinations. Don't just increase the difficulty of encounters. While the power gamer will finally be facing a challenge, the rest of the party will be struggling to stay alive. Do increase the amount of threat directed at the power gamer's character. Find a way to make him be targeted by more powerful enemies or a greater number of enemies, and make the rest of the party be targeted by enemies they can handle. Don't tailor encounters that minimize the power gamer's strengths and maximize his weaknesses. Although such an encounter can be used, once in a blue moon, to prove that he isn't invincible, doing this repeatedly will frustrate him and only encourage him to build a more powerful character. Do design adventures that put equal weight on combat and non-combat encounters. Role-playing, riddles, puzzles, enemies that must be defeated through clever planning rather than brute force. Throw in encounters that don't care how many hit points a character has or how much damage he can do. Take-home message: regulate the amount of power a power gamer can acquire. Direct greater threats to him in combat, and include scenarios that cannot be resolved through combat alone. That's it for today. Send me your suggestions for future quick tips, which I upload every Sunday. Peace.